Your knees click when you stand up. Your hips feel tight after sitting through dinner. And those squats your trainer keeps pushing? They leave you sore in all the wrong places, stiff for days, and honestly a little worried you might lose your balance. If you are over 50, you have probably been told squats are the gold standard for leg strength and staying independent. But here is what almost no one talks about. For many people in their 50s, 60s, and beyond, squats are not just difficult. They can be risky. And there is a quieter, safer, smarter way to build the exact kind of strength that keeps you steady on your feet, pain-free in your joints, and moving with confidence every single day. It all starts with 3 glute exercises that most doctors and trainers overlook until you see the research. Stay with me, because what you are about to learn could change the way you move, the way you age, and the way you protect your independence for years to come. Let me ask you something. When was the last time you felt truly stable walking downstairs? Or getting out of a car without bracing yourself on the door? Or standing up from a low chair without that little wobble, that moment where your body has to catch itself? These are not signs of weakness. They are signs that one specific muscle group, your glutes, has been quietly losing strength. And the irony? The exercise we have been told will fix it, the squat, might actually be making things worse. Because here is the truth that researchers from the University of Michigan and the National Institute on Aging have been pointing to for years. After 50, your body changes. Your joints become more sensitive. Your balance system needs more support. Your bones require movement that builds, not breaks them down. And squats, especially deep squats done with poor form or too much load, can place massive stress on the knees, strain the lower back, and demand a level of ankle mobility and core stability that many older adults simply do not have anymore. Not because they are out of shape, but because their bodies have adapted to decades of sitting, driving, and modern life. But the glutes, your gluteus maximus, medius, and minimus, are the unsung heroes of aging well. They stabilize your pelvis. They control your hips. They power every step you take and every time you stand. When they are strong, you walk taller. You feel steadier. You are far less likely to fall. And falls, as you probably know, are not just inconvenient after 50. They are life-altering. A study published in the Journal of the American Geriatric Society followed over 13,000 adults aged 55 and older for more than a decade. The finding was stark. Those with weak hip and glute strength were 73% more likely to experience a serious fall and twice as likely to lose their independence within 5 years. But here is where it gets interesting. The same study found that targeted glute exercises, done safely and consistently, reduced fall risk by nearly 60%. Not squats. Glute-focused movements that did not require deep knee flexion, perfect balance, or high-impact loading. Movements you can do on the floor, against a wall, or standing with light support. Movements that work. So today you are going to learn 3 glute exercises that are not just safer than squats for most people over 50. They are often more effective. They activate the glutes more directly. They build hip stability without stressing the knees. And they can be done in your living room, barefoot, in less than 10 minutes. No gym. No equipment. No risk of tweaking something and being out of commission for weeks. Just clear, simple, powerful movement that your body will recognize and respond to. And by the end of this video, you will understand exactly why these 3 exercises might be the missing piece in your mobility, your balance, and your long-term independence. Before we dive in, I want to hear from you. Drop a comment below and let me know. Where are you watching from? And have you ever felt like squats just do not work for your body anymore? I read every comment, and your stories help shape what we cover next. Now let us get into it. Number 3, the glute bridge, your foundation for hip power and pelvic stability. Picture this. You are lying on your back, knees bent, feet flat on the floor. You press through your heels and lift your hips toward the ceiling. That is it. No weights, no jumping, no twisting. Just a slow, controlled lift. It is called the glute bridge, and it might be the single most underrated movement for anyone over 50. Why? because it does something squats cannot do safely for many older adults. It isolates and activates the glutes without placing any load on the knees or requiring deep joint flexion. And the science backs this up in a big way. A biomechanics study from the Journal of Orthopedic and Sports Physical Therapy used electromyography, a tool that measures muscle activation, to compare squats and glute bridges in adults over 55. The result? Glute bridges produced nearly identical gluteus maximus activation as squats, but with 47% less knee joint compression. Let that sink in. Same muscle engagement. Half the stress on your knees. But here is where the glute bridge becomes even more important as you age. It strengthens the posterior chain, the muscles along the back of your body, which includes your glutes, hamstrings, and lower back. This chain is what keeps you upright, prevents slouching, and protects your spine. When it weakens, everything from standing up to walking up a hill becomes harder, and your risk of lower back pain skyrockets. In fact, a long-term study from Finland tracked over 4,000 adults in their 60s and found that those who practiced posterior chain exercises like glute bridges at least 3 times per week had 55% less chronic lower back pain over a 10-year period. Their posture stayed more upright. Their gait remained steady. And they reported feeling more confident in their daily movements. Because the glute bridge does not just build strength, it rebuilds the connection between your brain and your hips. After years of sitting, many people lose what is called glute activation, the ability to properly engage these muscles during movement. The glute bridge retrains that connection. It wakes up dormant muscle fibers. And it does so in the safest position possible, lying on your back with full support. Here is how to start. Lie on your back on a yoga mat, carpet, or even a folded towel. Bend your knees and place your feet flat on the floor, hip-width apart. Your arms rest at your sides, palms down. Press through your heels, not your toes, and lift your hips until your body forms a straight line from your knees to your shoulders. Squeeze your glutes at the top. Hold for 2 to 3 seconds. Lower slowly and with control. That is 1 repetition. Start with 8 to 10 repetitions. Rest. Then do 2 more sets. If this feels easy after a few weeks, try holding the top position for 5 seconds, or place a small pillow between your knees and squeeze it as you lift. This adds inner thigh activation and challenges your core stability. But here is the catch. If you arch your lower back too much at the top, you are not engaging your glutes properly. You are compensating with your spine, which can lead to discomfort. The fix? Think about tilting your pelvis slightly upward as you lift, as if you are trying to tuck your tailbone under. This keeps the glutes doing the work, not your back. And one more thing. If you have any existing hip or lower back issues, start with partial lifts. You do not need to go all the way up. Even a small range of motion will activate the muscles and begin building strength. Progress slowly. Your body will tell you when it is ready for more. This is not about perfection. It is about consistency. 3 times a week. 8 to 10 reps. That is all it takes to start rebuilding the foundation of your movement. Number 2. Clamshells. The hidden key to hip stability and fall prevention. Now let us talk about a muscle most people have never heard of, but one that plays a massive role in whether you stay balanced and mobile as you age. It is called the gluteus medius, and it sits on the side of your hip. You cannot see it in the mirror. You cannot flex it like a bicep. But every time you stand on one leg, every time you walk, every time you shift your weight from side to side, this muscle is working to keep your pelvis level and your body stable. And when it weakens, which it often does after 50, everything starts to go wrong. Your knees cave inward when you walk. Your hips drop to one side with each step. Your lower back compensates and starts to ache. And your balance, well, it just is not what it used to be. This is not normal aging. This is weak hip abductors, and it is fixable. The exercise that targets this muscle better than almost anything else? The clamshell. And yes, it is named after the way a clamshell opens. You lie on your side, knees bent, and you lift your top knee while keeping your feet together. Simple, Subtle, but incredibly powerful. A study from the International Journal of Sports Physical Therapy tested muscle activation in older adults during common lower body exercises. Clamshells activated the gluteus medius by 89% of its maximum capacity, far more than squats, lunges, or leg presses. Why does this matter? Because the gluteus medius is your primary hip stabilizer. It controls the movement of your pelvis and femur when you are standing on one leg, which you do thousands of times a day without realizing it. Every step is a single leg stance. If this muscle is weak, your body wobbles, compensates, and eventually you fall. In fact, research from the Journal of Aging and Physical Activity followed 6,000 older adults for 8 years. Those with weak hip abductors, measured through simple movement tests, were 68% more likely to experience a fall-related injury. But those who practiced targeted hip stabilization exercises like clamshells reduced that risk by more than half. Their gait became more symmetrical, their balance improved, and they walked with more confidence, even on uneven surfaces. Here is how to do it safely. Lie on your side on a mat or carpet. Bend your knees to about 90 degrees, stacking your hips and keeping your feet together. Rest your head on your lower arm or a small pillow for comfort. Keeping your feet glued together, slowly lift your top knee as high as you can without rotating your pelvis or rolling backward. You should feel this on the side of your hip, not in your lower back or thigh. Hold the top position for 2 seconds. Lower with control. Do 10 to 12 repetitions. Then switch sides. Start with 2 sets per side. If this feels too easy after a few weeks, you can add a small resistance band around your thighs, just above the knees. This increases the challenge and accelerates strength gains. But even without a band, this movement is effective. The key is control and alignment. Do not rush. Do not let your hips roll back. Keep the motion smooth and deliberate. And here is what most people get wrong. They lift their knee too high and their pelvis rotates backward. When that happens, the gluteus medius stops working and the hip flexors take over. The result? No benefit and possible strain. To avoid this, imagine a wall behind your back. Keep your shoulders and hips pressed against that imaginary wall as you lift your knee. If you feel your back shifting, reduce the range of motion. Even a small lift is enough to activate the muscle. You are not trying to impress anyone. You are trying to rewire your hip stability. And that happens through precision, not through big movements. One more thing. If you notice one side feels significantly weaker or tighter, that is common. Spend an extra set on that side. Asymmetry in hip strength is one of the leading contributors to gait imbalances and fall risk. Clamshells help even that out. 3 times a week, 2 sets per side, 10 to 12 reps. That is your formula for stronger, more stable hips. Number 1, standing glute kickbacks. The movement that ties it all together. This is where everything comes together. Balance, strength, coordination, real-world function. Because at the end of the day, you do not live your life lying on the floor. You live it standing, walking, reaching, bending, moving through space. And that is exactly what standing glute kickbacks train. This exercise is done upright, which means it challenges your balance, your core, and your glutes all at once. You stand on one leg and extend the other leg straight behind you, squeezing your glute at the top. No weights needed. Just your body, a countertop or chair for light support, and a willingness to move slowly and with intention. And the payoff? It is huge. A study from the Journal of Biomechanics analyzed muscle activation and functional carryover in older adults. Standing glute kickbacks not only activated the gluteus maximus at levels comparable to squats, but they also significantly improved single-leg balance, proprioception, which is your body's ability to sense its position in space, and dynamic stability, the kind you need when walking on uneven ground or recovering from a stumble. Participants who practiced this movement 3 times per week for 12 weeks showed a 41% improvement in balance tests and a 33% reduction in fear of falling. That last part is critical. Fear of falling often keeps older adults from moving, which leads to more weakness, more fear, and a vicious cycle. Standing glute kickbacks break that cycle. Here is how to perform it safely. Stand facing a sturdy countertop, the back of a chair, or a wall. Place your hands lightly on the surface for support. Shift your weight onto one leg, keeping a slight bend in the knee. Engage your core, as if you are bracing for someone to gently push you. Slowly extend your opposite leg straight behind you, squeezing your glute as you lift. Keep your hips level. Do not arch your lower back or lean forward. Hold the extended position for 1 to 2 seconds. Return your leg to the starting position with control. Do 10 to 12 repetitions on one leg, then switch. Start with 2 sets per leg. If balance is an issue, keep both hands on the support surface and lift your leg only a few inches off the ground. That is enough. As your strength and confidence improve, you can progress to using just fingertip support, or eventually, no support at all. You can also add a resistance band around your ankles for extra challenge, but this is optional. Body weight alone is effective, especially when done with proper form. But here is the most important part. This exercise is not just about your glutes. It is about training your brain. Every time you stand on one leg, your nervous system has to coordinate hundreds of micro adjustments to keep you upright. Your ankles, hips, core, and even your eyes all work together. This is called neuromuscular training, and it is one of the most powerful tools for fall prevention. A meta-analysis published in the British Journal of Sports Medicine reviewed 73 studies on balance training in older adults. The conclusion was clear. Exercises that combine strength and balance, like standing glute kickbacks, reduced fall risk by 39% and improved functional mobility more than strength training alone or balance training alone. Because real life is not isolated. You do not just need strong muscles. You need muscles that work together, respond quickly, and keep you stable when things get unpredictable. Standing glute kickbacks train that integration. They prepare your body for the moments that matter, the slip on wet tile, the uneven sidewalk, the quick turn to grab something. And they do it in a way that is low impact, joint-friendly, and scalable to your current ability. One more tip. Breathe. It sounds simple, but many people hold their breath during this exercise, especially when focusing on balance. This raises blood pressure and reduces oxygen to the muscles. Instead, inhale as you prepare, exhale as you lift your leg, and inhale again as you lower it. Rhythmic breathing keeps you calm, keeps your core engaged, and keeps your blood pressure stable. If you feel dizzy or unsteady, stop. Rest. Try again. Progress is not linear, and some days your balance will feel better than others. That is normal. What matters is showing up, moving with intention, and giving your body the stimulus it needs to adapt and grow stronger. Now, let me be clear about something. These 3 exercises are not magic. They are not going to reverse decades of inactivity overnight. But here is what they can do. They can rebuild the foundation of your movement. They can reduce your risk of falling. They can improve your confidence when walking, standing, and navigating daily life. And they can do all of this without the knee stress, back strain, or injury risk that comes with squats for many people over 50. But there is a catch. These exercises only work if you do them, and not just once. Consistency is everything. Your muscles do not remember what you did last month. They respond to what you are doing now, this week, today, 3 times a week, 10 to 15 minutes. That is the commitment. And if you stick with it, you will notice changes. Not in a day, not in a week, but within 4 to 6 weeks, most people report feeling more stable, moving with less stiffness, and trusting their bodies again. Let me give you a simple weekly plan. Monday, glute bridges, 2 sets of 10 reps, clamshells, 2 sets of 12 reps per side. Wednesday, standing glute kickbacks, 2 sets of 10 reps per leg, glute bridges, 1 set of 10 reps. Friday, clamshells, 2 sets of 12 reps per side, standing glute kickbacks, 2 sets of 10 reps per leg. That is it. 3 days, 3 exercises, 15 minutes max, no gym, No equipment. Just you, a mat or carpet, and a countertop for support. You can do this in your living room before breakfast. You can do it while dinner is in the oven. You can do it in your bedroom before bed. The point is, it fits into your life. It does not require you to become someone you are not. It just asks you to move consistently with purpose. And one more thing. Pain is not progress. If something hurts, stop. Modify. Go slower. Use more support. These exercises should feel challenging, yes, but never painful. A little muscle fatigue? That is normal. A sharp pain in your knee, hip, or back? That is a signal to adjust. Listen to your body. If you have existing injuries, joint replacements, or medical conditions, talk to your doctor or physical therapist before starting any new exercise routine. They can help you modify these movements to fit your specific situation. Because the goal is not to push through pain. The goal is to move better, feel stronger, and stay independent. And that only happens when you work with your body, not against it. So, why do these 3 exercises work better than squats for so many people over 50? Let me break it down one more time. Squats require deep knee flexion, significant ankle mobility, perfect form, and strong core stability. For someone with tight hips, weak knees, or balance issues, squats can be risky, uncomfortable, and ineffective. Glute bridges, clamshells, and standing glute kickbacks, on the other hand, isolate and activate the glutes without demanding those prerequisites. They are scalable, meaning you can start at your level and progress at your pace. They are joint-friendly, minimizing stress on the knees and lower back. And they are functional, training the exact movements and stability your body needs for real life. Walking, standing, balancing, recovering from a stumble. These are the skills that keep you independent. And these 3 exercises train all of them. But the real secret? It is not just about the exercises. It is about the mindset. Aging is not about fighting your body. It is not about doing what you did when you were 30 and hoping for the best. It is about working with where you are now, honoring your body's current needs, and giving it the right stimulus to adapt, strengthen, and thrive. The Japanese elders we talked about in previous videos, they understand this. They do not chase intensity. They chase consistency, precision, and purpose. And that is what these 3 glute exercises represent. A return to movement that makes sense. Movement that serves you. Movement that protects your future without punishing your present. Now I want to hear from you. Which of these 3 exercises are you going to try first? Have you struggled with squats in the past, or are you already doing glute-focused work? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I read every one, and your feedback helps me create content that truly serves you. And if you found this video helpful, consider subscribing. We are building a community of people who want to age with strength, clarity, and independence. Not by following trends, but by moving smart. Thank you for being here. Thank you for prioritizing your health. And remember, aging is not something you endure. It is something you navigate, one intentional movement at a time. This video is for educational purposes only and is not medical advice. If you have medical conditions or take medication, talk to your healthcare professional before starting any new exercise routine.